Welcome to Jurassic... not gonna lie, I kinda have a hard time calling this Jurassic. So, Jurassic series did not go as I planned.
You think?
I initially wanted to review every single Jurassic film, and then the week Rebirth came out, I'd do my review of that, and then I'd do a cheer list, and it was gonna be a whole thing. Then life didn't let that happen.
That's a bummer, man.
But I'm here to review Jurassic World Rebirth. I want to talk about this while it's still in theaters. But in order for me to really talk about what I think about Rebirth, I kinda gotta spoil about what I think about Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, and Dominion. This will be really short, sweet, and to the point, and then I'll give you a detailed video later for each. Jurassic World, I actually really loved. Fallen Kingdom, had so much stupidness in it, but I loved where it left off. Dinosaurs all over the world. Can't wait to see what you do with that. Severe disappointment. You had the coolest premise in any Jurassic Park movie, and this is what you do with it! Your house belongs to the bugs. I'll go into much more details, especially about Dominion later, but let's talk about Jurassic World Rebirth. So what's the story about? We pick up after the events of Dominion, where dinosaurs are now all over the world. And plot twist, they're all dying. Dinosaurs are now really starting to die off in pretty much every place around the world. At least any place that's not on the equator, and even then, it's certain spots on the equator where dinosaurs can still live. So there's a pharmaceutical company that has an idea about getting some DNA from some of the biggest dinosaurs, and using blood samples from their DNA, they think they can create a medicine, but it's now illegal to basically get anywhere near a dinosaur. So this is all super illegal. So the pharmaceutical group hires Scarlett Johansson, I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember her character's name, to be like a hired hands mercenary to help them get the DNA that they need. Then they go get Jonathan Bailey, which once again, I am not gonna remember his name, it's just Jonathan Bailey, to be their paleontological guide as they go throughout this adventure. So the pharmaceutical company is pretty sure that they can actually create a medicine that can help people with heart problems by using the DNA from the three biggest dinosaurs, the biggest ones in the air, the biggest ones in the ocean, and the biggest ones on land, that being the Mosasaur, Titanosaur, and Quetzalcoatlus, even though only one of these is a dinosaur.
One of these things is not like the others.
But things go haywire, and now they're stuck on an island, which isn't just any old island. It happens to be an island that used to be a research facility for the original Jurassic Park and for Jurassic World, where monstrosities that were not real dinosaurs could be lurking about. So as a lifelong Jurassic Park fan and one who will watch anything with the word Jurassic World or Park on it, what did I think? Well, I liked it better than Fallen Kingdom and Dominion, I'll give it that. So let's start with the good. There is quite a few things that I really enjoyed from this movie. Number one being, I feel like I got some of that tension and that terror and the thriller aspects that I got from some of the earlier Jurassic movies. When the team is like out and about on the island and you're not sure what's around them at any time, it gets really tense. There's some really great action moments. There's some great dinosaur moments, which I can never be upset about that. Like there's a great chase on the riverboat with the T-Rex and everything. That's really fun, although some parts I really question the physics of it, but you know what? Still fun dinosaur action. I will try to look past some of the stupidity with the physics. They did create new monstrosity creatures that are terrifying and thrilling at times, but I've got some more to say about them, but we're not gonna talk about that till the bad section. And one thing that I really appreciated was that every character that dies in this, you feel something. With most films like Jurassic Park, you tend to have a lot of side characters that you know aren't gonna make it, and when they die, nobody really seems to care. But with this movie, every single character that dies, the characters have an emotional response to it. It makes everything feel more grounded and make it feel real and make every death feel more important. I care about these people more now, and I want to see them survive because they care about the people around them. I didn't realize that would get me that emotionally invested, but yeah, when the first character died and they actually have a moment of grief, whoa, things are getting serious, okay. So in that regard, the stakes felt higher. And this next point, I do have some negative stuff with it, but we'll get there, but I'm gonna start with the good stuff. I like the fact that there's a lot of new dinosaurs here. Even some of the dinosaurs that came back look and act differently than they did before. Like, look at the Spinosaurus. It doesn't look like this anymore. It's more along the lines of what science would say Spinosaurus actually looked like Now, more or less, that's still a whole can of worms. And even like the T-Rex looks and acts differently because this isn't Rexy, who we've known for the last 6 movies. This is like a totally different T-Rex who acts differently, looks differently. Because things are a bit different, it feels more unfamiliar, and so kind of amps up that fear factor a bit, which I did appreciate. It did lead to some detrimental problems in other ways, but we're gonna get to that in the bad section. Overall, I'll give the movie this. I just had fun with most of it. Most of it was so much fun and like gripping and thrilling that I'm willing to look past a lot of things. But there are a lot of things that I can't look past. Which brings us to the bad section. I was saving this for Jurassic World Dominion, but Rebirth has forced my hand first. So I'm gonna hop on my soapbox here for a second. Thank you. What were you thinking? You have the coolest premise in all of the Jurassic franchise that was just handed to you on a silver platter in maybe the dumbest way possible, but you have it. Dinosaurs all over the world. And what do you do with that? You focus on giant bugs and then you kill them all off. Why? There's so much to use here. What were you thinking? Now I get it. From a scientific perspective, the dinosaurs probably can't survive outside the equator. That makes sense. But there's so many times Jurassic Park and Jurassic World have leaned away from scientific reality to give us cool stuff. And the one time they give us the coolest thing, that's when they listen to science. Stop it! The one time I want you to not pay attention to science is the time you do! Don't understand this. When I heard that that was the premise, I almost didn't want to watch the movie. But in hindsight, I really am glad I checked it out because the good stuff really is that good. You know, it is what it is, and I want to just look at the movie for what it is and not where I want it to be. And for what it is, it's actually a fun movie, so I'm going to try to curb that as much as I can. Oh, but when we come to the review for Dominion, I'm getting back on this soapbox. You bet your sweet Bippy that's gonna happen. Okay, hopping off my soapbox now. Alright, I'm done now. Sorry for that outburst. But anyways, let's talk about some of the negatives about this movie. Remember how earlier I said it was half a good thing, half a bad thing, that we had a whole new lineup of creatures? Now we come to the negative side of that. It also felt very disconnected from the rest of the Jurassic franchise. Like the whole time I was watching this movie, I didn't feel Jurassic anything with this. Because when you watch a Jurassic movie, you tend to start expecting some things and start wanting some things to happen, like your big T-Rex moment, your big Velociraptor moment, and the big awe and wonder moment with usually a Brachiosaurus. And some of them were here. Like you have your T-Rex moment, which is literally the river scene, and then you never see the T-Rex again. That feels weird. That's like the least amount of time we've ever had with a T-Rex in the entire series, aside from Jurassic Park 3, who had the Spinosaurus that was following them throughout the movie. Which this one also had Spinosauruses that you deal with in one scene and they're gone. I apologize to any big raptor fans out there. Yeah, y'all got the short end of the stick here. There's only 2 raptors in the entire movie, and they're never even in focus.
Focus, dude.
So that was weird. And you still kind of have your big magical moment with the Brachiosaur, but now it's the Titanosaurs, and okay, that scene was pretty cool. But once again, everything felt so different from a Jurassic movie that it feels totally disconnected from them all. Like, just look at the D-Rex and the Mutodon on its own. Does this feel like something that'd come out of the Jurassic Park franchise? Feels like more something that'd come out of Alien. And then on top of that, like I said, they did change a lot of the other dinosaurs. They don't feel like the dinosaurs we've come to know after all these years. It feels so separated from the rest of it that I really struggle to even call this a Jurassic movie. You have no returning characters. They hardly mention anything from the original parks or stuff. The closest thing you get is we find out that Jonathan Bailey's character was trained under Alan Grant, and that's about it. Which, I kind of get why they'd want to do that. Start over fresh, do something new. But it does kind of hurt in fact that it doesn't feel Jurassic at all. Like, I can tell they were really trying to use the music to try to tie it into the rest of the series, because I heard that theme almost as much as I did in the first movie. I was like, oh, y'all are really trying to milk this and put this with all together, but I'm sorry. I just hear the Jurassic Park theme playing over this movie that still doesn't feel Jurassic. And then, of course, we come to the big daddy, that being the D-Rex. Yes, this is our new big bad for this movie. We don't know what this thing is. It's like a mixture of a T-Rex and like a billion other dinosaurs, so where it just kind of looks like a monster out of Alien. We barely see it. Like you have at the beginning We see it for a split second, and you kind of see there is some crazy giant thing on the island. But then we don't see it again until like 20 minutes before the film ends. They don't acknowledge it, they don't mention it, nobody knows about it. And so that looming threat of it being there is kind of not a threat, because you kind of forget it's there. It's not like the Spinosaurus in Jurassic Park 3 that's constantly chasing them the whole time to have that looming threat. It's just there at the end of the movie. And then also we have the Mutodons, which have way more screen time than I thought they'd have. They honestly showed up more than any other dinosaur in this. They showed up in 2 different scenes, even though one of the scenes is the same with the T-Rex. They felt more of a looming threat than the T-Rex did because they showed up more than once. But there are some things that happen in it that are just so stupid that I'm sitting there going, that can't be real, can it? Like, for example, I don't want to spoil anything too much, but at the extreme beginning of the movie, they do a flashback of like what the research facility was like that was creating the T-Rex. And the reason the whole place went south is because a candy bar wrapper got in between a door. And apparently their security system, because one door wouldn't close, shut down all of the security in the entire facility and let the T-Rex out. Is that how security systems work? That if one door doesn't close, you just open all of them? That sounds like a terrible system. Even Jurassic Parks wasn't that bad, and it was 30 years older. There are a lot of stupid things like that in this movie, but for every stupid thing there is like that, there is a really cool dinosaur scene or a really cool action scene and characters that I actually start getting invested in their adventure. So I'll give them that. But overall, I just feel like the movie had a lot of cool vignettes, but I don't feel like as a whole it was super strong. So, I don't know. I'm kind of torn on the film because every time it did something really stupid that I hated, it gave me something that I really enjoyed and I thought was a lot of fun. So overall, I'm cool with the movie. Like, I liked it better than Fallen Kingdom and Dominion. I don't really think I need to see a whole trilogy come out of this, even though if it makes enough money, I know Universal's gonna do it anyways. But I'd say if you're a giant Jurassic Park fan, it's worth a watch. If you're interested in it by the trailers at all, it's definitely worth a watch. Just know you need to go in turning your brain off and just ready to see fun dinosaur action. If you can do that, you're probably gonna have a good time. But if you think about this movie too hard, the whole thing's probably gonna fall apart. So thank you guys so much for watching. We will have more reviews for you coming up very, very soon. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!